Hi, thanks for checking out our video here. This is just going to be a little show and tell video on this particular unit. This is one that we just fixed for a customer. This is a Power Wizard PW18000. It's an 18 output joule unit. Now, one thing you got to be a little leery of and take with a grain of salt is when you look at a unit, they'll be rated in miles and acreage. But when you see this like up to 300 miles, up to 1,800 acres, where they get that rating from is basically a single strand of high tensile, 12.5 gauge high tensile wire, single strand that's clean, and a perfect ground system. So it's like pie in the sky, rating. So if you're using 16 gauge, 18 gauge, or you got multiple strand wire or cross fencing, all that type of stuff, all this mileage, acreage rating really goes out the window. So you really got to take that with a grain of salt. So let's take the cover off here. We got this unit going again, clicking right along, flashing, clicking, little lights flashing right there. So pretty stout unit for what it is. I mean, 18 joules, nothing to shake a stick at. So we'll put I got a fence tester here, but we'll just go down right there. Create like a spark. There's a spark gap down there. See the two little metal spades tabs right there in the middle, kind of facing each other. That's like their internal lightning diverter, is what that is. So if lightning comes in on the ground fence side, it can hopefully just jump across that little bar there and go to the ground and get rid of its energy. It also has a lightning protection board right here, and then your output transformer, your main board, and then your big capacitor. Pretty good units. We don't get too many Power Wizard units, and they come in from time to time. They're not, everything doesn't last forever. Either lightning gets a hold of it, either on the AC side, or paying a power surge, or they just randomly fail at some point in time. I mean, this unit's not terribly old. I'll flip it over and show you how old it physically is here in a second, when it was built. But here's the information right here. Fencerfixer.com is our one website. And we also have cattlescalerepair.com, where we work on weigh scales, low bars, and things for people that want to weigh cattle or other livestock. So if you know somebody that's in the 4-H or FFA, they've got maybe they got some scales they use for weighing cattle or pigs or whatever for maybe their show, come up for the county fair or whatever. If they got a set of system there that's not working right, let us take a look at it for you and tell them about us. But cattlescalerepair.com, mostly True Test and Gallagher on the scale stuff, but we work on other brands as well. But fence chargers, we'll work on every brand under the sun. So let me turn this off. Flip the back over. All right, here's the MF. You have the serial number there. It really doesn't mean anything to me. But MFG, this number here, a 4-digit number. The first 2 is the year, the month, and the second 2 is the year. So it's manufactured in April of 2015 is when this was built. So it's got a little age on it. These things haven't gotten any cheaper. I mean, they're not super expensive compared to some of the other brands like Gallagher and Speedrite, which are probably the 2 most expensive brands out there. So these are, about a $375, give or take, for maybe $400. I don't know, but you just Google search it and you can see how much they actually are. But for 18 joules, you get a lot of power. But don't always go the biggest one that you can, even though you may be able to afford it. Don't always go to the biggest charger you can get. Like, I want a 50 joule unit. Well, you may not need 50 joules, and it might end up causing other trouble with your unit down the line. So, get the size you actually need, based on joules, and then, if you need a little bit more power, maybe go one size bigger. But if you only need 4 joules to do that area, well, maybe get a 6, just so you have a little bit more power. You can get a 4 joule, but you say, I want 20, and I'm gonna get me a 20 joule because I need that power. Buy it, and maybe you'll get 10 years, maybe you'll get 3, but you got to be kind of careful when it comes to some certain aspects to sizing for electric fence charger. And if you need help with that, get a hold of us. Write me a question down below in a comment area, and we'll answer it. Or send me an email, give me a call, text, whatever. We'll try to help you out. But, yep, that's it for this little video. Short and sweet and a little bit about it. So if you got a Power Wizard unit want to get fixed, Send it on in here.